Hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you are back, and like I promised, we are going to have a lot more stories being told hopefully in the next couple of weeks slash months, including October Daily that is coming up. But first, I get a lot of questions about how I do a lot of my pages in the computer, because all you see is them come to my desk, and I've had issues with screen recording and all that kind of stuff. I have found a screen recorder at this point that I think works well. I'm not sure once the trial is done if I'll continue to use it. If you have any suggestions for windows that will do multiple windows, I know that was confusing, but the one that I was using that was on my computer already through like Xbox, it does not record multiple windows. It only records the window that you're on, and it's really weird. Anyways, I wanted to show you this. I got a question about a page that I did a while ago. I will show you guys. Let's see. This way I can hopefully start answering more of your questions. Right here from April. She is talking about the video that I did here. I'm going to just fast forward to the part where I'm doing it. So, ads. Ads on my own videos. Okay, so she's talking about how to get the writing on the page here. And though this page is going to be a little different than that because I put the writing behind, hopefully this will help a little bit, and I'll probably just do it even though that's not how I'm going to do this page. Okay, so here we go. I have this little guy. Oh my goodness. This is my oldest when he was probably 2. And if you know anything, I am going back right now and trying to fill in a lot of space with a lot of holes in his albums. So we are going to be doing this page here in a second. I'm going to put this whole page together with you. But first, this, yes, I know I'm going to use a double picture. That's okay. I love these pictures. I was just learning photography at this point, and I think like this was a little baby session I did with my youngest or my oldest, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I just nailed these. So like I said, I was like literally, I mean, this is probably 2009. So there was no phones to get, pictures like this. You had to use your big boy camera, right? All right. So in that one, like I said, I put the words in behind him. So all I am using are PNGs from Ali Edwards. I'm using this one. This is from Love You Boy. I believe that she gave this as a freebie at one point. It might still even be a freebie on her website, but this is what I will start with. This is what I started with. I think actually I took a part of a 3x4 card, and so it was a little bit more intensive, but we'll show you a simple way of doing it quickly, and then I will show that in another example how to take apart her 3x4 cards or her 4x6 cards. So this is just a PNG, so there is no background to this. Even if there was, you could extract this pretty easily. Again, I will do that in another one. But all I want to do is turn this white. So literally I'm just clicking and it's going to do on this later. And then I'm going to Control I and it turns it white, guys. So I'm going to do Control I again, because the other way you could do this is click and, oh, it's not even letting me do the inverse. I wonder why. Anyways, click and Control I. Anyways, okay. Yep. So Control I. That's as easy as that. And then I'm just grabbing on to that layer and pulling it up into this one and dropping it on here. Okay, so it doesn't actually look like it's quite white, to tell you the honest truth. I don't know why. Again, like I said in that one, who knows? Yeah, it's not. It's like a bluish for some odd reason. I don't know why exactly that did it. But another way to do it, when it's not letting you just do it that way, you can go over here to your Okay, over here to your paint bucket, you'll want to go and move your paint bucket all the way to white, and then just go in here with your paint bucket and drop the white in there. That's an easy way also to do it. That's really weird why it's not turning it white, but whatever. Okay, so for this one, honestly, I'm going to be doing it pretty easy. So here I am. I'm going to make it big. Again, this is just to show you guys this is not what I'm going to be doing here. So what I would normally do is go here and click the background before I even slid this layer over, but I'm just going to hide this layer for right now. Come over here to my background. I'm going to go up here to select my subject. I have a very old computer, so it takes forever to select. Your guys' computers probably do it a lot quicker. But there we go. It selected my subject. I'm going to go Control J to duplicate that, to copy it. You can also go up here. Here, I'll show you. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go up here to layer and do layer via copy. So I'm making a copy of that selected points. So there we go. So now I technically have, I can hide this layer, the background layer, and I have only this layer on top. But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this come back again. And I'm going to take this top layer and slide it in between. Do you see how that happened? I'm going to go back again. I'm going to slide it in between the two layers, and that way it goes on top of the first layer but behind our subject. And that is pretty much how you get that first way of hiding the text in behind him. Again, this is not the best picture to do it with. I could probably, let's see if I can find real quick a better way of doing this. If I can find a smaller, okay, let's try this picture because he's a little bit smaller in this picture. So we're going to open this. I was just trying to show you guys with a picture that I'm already using. So here he is. What I would do in the beginning is go select subject. Let my old computer work for a second. It is going to select him, so you can see it's selected all the way around him. It doesn't need to be neat either. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect by no means. Control J to duplicate that layer. So now I have him on transparency if I got rid of that one, and then you won't notice if I hide that one. Go back to the Ali Edwards. The Ali Edwards graphic. Slide it, just drag it, and then drag it onto the picture. And, I selected the wrong one. There we go. We're going to select that one. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger just so you guys can see. So in this one, you could like go down. You could do a lot of things, but I'm going to try and not hide as much. So I'm going to go put it at the top up here. I love his little face in this one. There it is. We've dragged it on. Now you're going to want to go over here to the layer that Ali's stuff is on and drag it down in between those layers. And you see how it went in behind his head? In behind his head. If I just did that, then obviously it's still on top, but I added that layer to drop it in behind my subject. So that is how you do that. I hope that helps. Like I said, hopefully this screen recording definitely works out more and more, and I can screen record more hybrid type of things. All right, so we are here. We are going to start working with Tracy Reed's Equinox kit, I believe, and a few other things with this one. Ooh, I'm going to have to open everything back up. I forgot that I closed everything out. And I am just going to build this. I'm going to build this how normally I would build it. So you guys can just kind of see my process, and I'll walk you through it, but I'm not going to so much do a tutorial type thing. So if you have questions, I need to see where kind of everybody is at and like what I need to break down and what I don't need to break down. So let's start it off with that. All right, so to do this, I would go into my file, new. I have a lot of custom setups, but I already have a 7 by 8.25, so I'm going to open that. What I did just to get exact boxes is I went over here, clicked my rectangle tool, and just clicked on the canvas. And then I put in 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. I knew that that was going to be too big, but I just guessed. You can always go over here and fill it in so you can see it a little bit better. Dragged it up here. And pretty much what I'm going to do is go over to this rectangle. I'm going to duplicate and duplicate that again. Drag it out here. And then drag it out here. Photoshop will kind of do the work for you, especially if you have snap-on. I'm going to select all of those. And I'm going to go over here to edit. No, align. Sorry. Layer. Some of these things I don't know exactly. And go to distribute and go to horizon centers. And that will make sure that these spaces in here are the exact same. From here, I have them selected. I'm going to go over to my layers, drag that down to duplicate that again, and bring this down. There we go. And it will usually drag it to about the same. It will like put the same amount of space in there. So that right there. All right. Now I'm going to click and hold to select all 6. And then I'm going to drag. I'm also doing a scrap lift. So that is why I am doing this layout. I will show the scrap lift in another part of who we're scrap lifting. Okay, so yeah, that looks about good. You are going to see that I probably will run into holes. I am okay with that. I am working in some Ali Edwards and some scrapbook.com ones. So sometimes I have 1 hole or like 2 holes and sometimes I have 6. It doesn't bother me too bad. I rather have it go all the way across and look uniform than like leave a ½ inch and it look weird. So you can do you. That's why it's scrapbooking and we can all do exactly what we want to do. Oh, I did forget to put in, so if you go back here, you will see that I have like mixed media back here. I forgot to do that, but that's okay. So we're going to go click my background layer so that when I come and drag, so we are going to go into my files. Past it. So this is the one that I'm going to do. I'm going to just click and drag. And there it is behind because I clicked that bottom layer. So it went above that bottom layer. It will always do that. I'm going to drag this to just about how I want it. Click OK, and yeah, that looks about good. I'm going to duplicate that layer because on this, she had it up and she had it down. Now, hers didn't have words, so, I mean, you don't have to flip it. I do want to flip it, and I don't care that my words are upside down. Again, that's a me thing. If you don't like that, keep it straight. Don't flip it, but that's just how I did my spread. The next thing, I have to keep on going back to, like, see what I actually did. Ah, yes. Okay, so the next thing I did was drop in all of my pictures. I 1, 2, 3, okay. So I will click on the rectangle before I drop in my pictures. You can kind of see the rectangles over here, or you could just go click on the rectangle and it will click that. So I'm gonna go over here into my downloads where these pictures are. I'm clicking the picture, dragging. Again, Photoshop kind of, as long as you have snap on, it will pretty much snap right to it. And then I'm creating a clipping mask and I'm going to move that up to where I want it. Next one. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Go. Clipping mask, then move it up. Click. Also, I just want to mention, oop, yeah, I did that there are a million different ways to do things in Photoshop, guys. So, I mean, if you have a different way, always let me, always, comment below. But there really is no right or wrong way to do things. There might be sometimes a faster way to do things. So if you have a faster way to do things, let me know. But there is no right or wrong way as long as the job is getting done. Okay, so we dropped our pictures in. We are going to go back to her Equinox. I went into her papers and chose this paper just because I liked the yellow in it. I almost went with this one for that navy, but I really just liked this one. You're going to see that I mix and match her the Tracy Reed's kits a lot, and that's because you can. Tracy Reed is amazing and will constantly stay in color hues that can match things from one kit to the other. It's great. So that is what I did. I also turned this at a 45-degree angle, so that is what I just did. Again, you could have actually clicked on this, clicked over here to get that little arrow to do this, and went right up here and clicked 45 and not had to go through all that. Like I said, Photoshop always has 45 different ways of doing things, guys. So, like I said, if you have a quicker way, always let me know. I believe I used this paper. Did I use this paper? I think I used this paper over here. If I didn't, it's okay. Oops, so you see that I did not click that box before I dropped it in, and it automatically went above the plaid. That's okay. You just have to come over here to your layers and then go find the box. So it just takes a smidgen more time, but honestly, it doesn't take that much time. I don't think that's exactly, oh yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you is, oops, I did go in here in this box and went into one of her cards. Went into the cards, 3x4 cards. You don't always have to use 3x4 cards for 3x4 cards. So, oh, I just did it again, guys. So, went into there, did not click. It's okay. You can just go and do it again or drag it. One of the two. Whatever's easiest for you. And then resize this down to right about there. Create your clipping mask. And it's kind of hard to see, but once you get out of that clipping mask, you'll see it. So there we go. That is how I built that part. And then from here on out is pretty darn easy. I actually thought that I went in and did other kits, but I think maybe I just did stay in. So I went here, got one of these. Oh, I thought I didn't drag it. There we go. Bring this down. I resize a lot of things. Tracy Reed will size a lot of things to 12x12s. You don't have to. You don't have, that's what I love about digital. You can size it to whatever you would like. Again, like I said, this is a scrap lift, so I am keeping it pretty consistent to what we are scrap lifting. So that is just why I'm doing the things and dropping the things where I want to drop them. All right, and then sweater weather, because in my journaling, I talk about how I was pretty obsessed with putting him in jeans and like a little hoodie. I thought it was the cutest thing. I mean, I still think that that's the cutest thing to do. So, and I'm just resizing that. And then I would put in here, oops, go to text and just go over here. For the most part, I like typewriter, and I think I had to do it at like 10. I'm not retyping. I'm just going to type things. I've already typed it out. So yeah. Oh, I did put washi. I forgot. And then I think her washi's at the very bottom of that lace. So I have washi, just drag and click. This one was a pretty easy one to put together. So I'm going to put a piece of washi there, and then I'm going to take that and duplicate it. So then I can drag it up here and kind of carry it. Okay, so when I am here, I am pretty much done. Now everybody's like, how do you now get it to paper? So what I will do, and all of this is pretty darn easy to cut out. So normally I would be putting this and like getting it ready for my silhouette, because most of the time I would cut this out on my silhouette. I don't believe that I'm going to run this through the silhouette just because it's obviously a few more steps, but a lot of this is all boxes, guys. This is all pretty much boxes. What won't be boxes will be automatically on the back. And so to get the most bang out of my paper and all that kind of stuff, I will be printing on legal paper. So I already have one set up for an 8.5 by 14. And so now I pretty much go through and I will come over here and something like this and this rectangle. So this rectangle over here, I'm going to go and I am going to merge those two layers so that I don't have two boxes. And go over here and just start dragging and dropping the boxes, lining them up. Something like this. I will just click, go over here, merge. Where is my merge? Oh, way down here. Don't know why. Merge. Looks like everything is pretty much merged. So I'm going to take those 4 boxes and drag and drop right there. And then that just puts them right on there. What am I forgetting? The September. Missed that one. And it doesn't matter where they go when they get printed. So something though, like this one that I won't be able to see the outer edges, I will go in here so I can cut it right. I will go and select this and put a stroke around it. So you're going to see I clicked stroke. I went down to this function, put a stroke. It is, I have it on gray, and I will drop this to about 20-ish%, so you can just see that gray mark so I know where to cut when I want to go cut it. I wouldn't do that, obviously, if I was giving this a silhouette. But all right, and then I just go through and drag and drop everything else onto here to... And you don't want to resize anything because obviously you've already resized it on your spread. So everything is perfectly sized when you drop it over here. Sweater weather. Oh, you know what I will do? I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to go to my original one and collect this. Oh, that's fine. Okay. And merge these ones just because I don't want to retype that. So anyways, there we go. Oh. Did I click the wrong one and delete the wrong one? Obviously. It's a-okay. Okay, there we go. Then I will start deleting things off also. So we're going to delete all of that off, that off, that off, all of these off, because what I'm trying to get down to is my mixed media. So now this is what I want to print. So now I'm going to select everything and merge all of these. We're going to merge that because that is my background paper. So, okay, everything doesn't want to merge. Like everything merge. Okay, there we go. So that I can drag this over. I can turn it because my paper is 8, so it will print. And I'm going to turn off my snap for a minute because as you can see, it wants to snap real close. And I don't want it. I want it somewhat close. Again, I can't see my lines. That would be a white piece of paper, obviously. So I'm going to go over here and add a small stroke so that now I have a gray line for a stroke. All right, I think that was everything. Let me make sure that we had everything. Yeah, that was everything. So now I will go to my printer. I will print this off and I will see you at my table. All right, we are back at my table now and I have my 8.5 by 11 by 14 paper. I do legal size again because I usually cannot cut or print a full set with all of the embellishments, and I was just using so much 8.5 by 11 paper and leaving a good chunk of it, you know. And as much as I keep my scraps, like I'd rather not have a scrap if I don't need it because there's sometimes where it doesn't get used. So this has been working amazing for me. So there's my backdrop. We're going to cut this out and then you're going to see how quick all of this comes together. That's why I usually sit at my computer and I will design 3 to 4 pages, print everything out, and then come to my table and put them all together. It really does, for me, feel like I get a lot done. I will do designing stuff when I don't feel like getting things out, that kind of thing. And, you know, when I'm just like in the mood to scrapbook, but not fully, I don't know. So you'll see where those lines are. Hopefully you guys can see that with the lights, so that I know where to cut now, instead of just having white paper and trying to measure it out and trying to cut it out. So yeah, I'm going to do this real quick and then I will be right back with the magic of video.
All right, Justin, turn me up a little bit.
Right, and literally that was all the scrap, and I will save that, and honestly I will save that for sentiments and different things, even things to like pop up. I will cut other things out of that to pop things up on. So like that was all the waste pretty much. I mean that was all the waste before that I had out of a whole 8.5 by 11 piece or 14 by piece of paper. All right. Oh, I want to test this real quick. Are my wipes? Actually, let's not test wipes. Oh, yay. It pretty much got that off. Let's test. No. Pink is a negative. Pink is like, nah. I'm here to stay. Or red or whatever it was. Pink now. All right. So obviously, like on my page, I have to line them up myself, all that kind of stuff. I also have decided that I'm going to pop up the pictures and let the journaling cards lay on there. So you can get a T-ruler out. You can do a lot of things. I will use my grid mat as much as possible. I also just have to like remember which pictures I had on which side. But that's okay. I also do not even have the, but for, I mean, I went pretty well to the edges. So my edges will pretty much show how much room, you know, I can have in the middle. It's not going to be so precise. It isn't. It just is not. So yeah, I'm going to go here with it, just making sure like that one can be moved over, and I think that one, and that's pretty good. Move my light back, and then like my pictures really don't matter on which one was here. Oh, you know what, I didn't even print out the other one. And then there. And once I start gluing everything down, I'll try and get them a little bit more. So then that was that. Then this one just gets glued onto that. So let's get our typewriter. Oh, did I just throw away a sentiment? I think I threw away my sentiment. I did. So crazy. What am I doing? Perfect. And then, like I said, I'm going to just start gluing these down. I accidentally printed this wrong and forgot to set my printer to legal size paper, but this photo paper is front and back. So I was able just to flip it around and not waste paper, which I love. So you will see when I flip it over that there's stuff on the other side. There's that one. And like I said, I'm going to try and get this as straight as possible, but it's not going to be perfect. It's handmade, not perfect. That's what I always say with my cards. Handmade, not perfect. Everything will be fine. Not that one. This one. I'm going to wait on that one. I want foam tape, and I'm going to pop up my little guy. This is just going to add a little bit of interest to it. Oh, I keep on forgetting, this is the person right here that we are scrap lifting. I loved looking through her Instagram. Nice, clean grids like me. I was like, okay, this is somebody I can work with. Usually I'm scrap lifting these amazing layered pages that I'm just like I have to make it in my own style. And today I was like, yes, this is right up my alley, and picked one so quick and was able to fly through this one. So in general, I do like to scrap lift other people when we are put on these challenges on the Tracy Reed creative team. I like to do them because honestly, it gets my juices flowing, and it takes me out of my comfort zone sometimes. Like I get to do different things that I normally wouldn't do because I'm working on somebody else's stuff. And with this one, I was like, okay, like it doesn't always have to be challenging. Scrapbooking doesn't need to be challenging all of the time. So I was pretty happy that I had somebody that had more of my style this time. And I was like, I honestly probably could have lifted a few of her. And that's really what inspired me to get this one done. And honestly, a few more spreads done that I, you know, have been putting off or need to get done. So I'm super excited about that. Oh, I had it this way. I had the yellow up. And there we go. Like I said, so easy. Okay, so the only thing that's going to affect popping those up is probably my washi. So I will probably put my washi on different spots just because I popped it up, and obviously, like, you know, it just doesn't work at that point. It's okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. That is not something to get stressed about by no means. We're just gonna put it here and there. Perfect. And then all we have to do is put this down and we are done with this page. And look how crazy quick that all came together. I am going to put the date on this. I need to put the date on this somewhere, but it's 09. So I'm gonna have to go back, not that one. I have to go back and find my old, here we go. And I think actually this one doesn't even have 09 on it. Let's see. Nope, 2012. This one goes, okay. So when that happens, then I have to go to this one that I got from Becky Higgins, and you can put whatever date you darn well please. So this was like September 3rd, I think. I'm not really like super, I mean, this was a long time ago. So I'm not really too much worried about the exact date that this was. I do need to check to make sure that this is 09 though. I guessed right. Okay. I think there. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so normally I would put something along this edge because that edge is messing me up a little bit, but I'm going to stick to the more of the layout. I've already changed the layout a little bit with going down to 6 instead of 8. So I think I'm going to keep it like this, guys. I think that this is perfect. It literally gets these in his album. And then I'm going to do a full page spread, and I will do that next. Okay, so here is that second. Actually, now that I print it, like, I can see how I wasn't even tack sharp on the picture. I thought that these were better pictures, but I guess I've never blown them up either before. But obviously this was with the cameras, and I probably was at a low shutter speed because I didn't know what I was doing before I actually knew like anything about photography. But anyways, it's no big deal. So we're just going to cut this down. I know it's the same picture. I've already explained this. So what I did, honestly, is I kind of moved him over, duplicated a bit of the picture to give myself more room because I just felt like the wording was definitely getting lost in a lot of places. And so, yeah, that's what I did. And I did this completely digitally. So I really am not going to have too much to do on this side. There's like a teeny tiny white edge on this side. I may put a small embellishment over here. Let's see here. I love the way that looks. Like I said, I know that actually, yeah, it's the same picture as that one. I was like, actually, did I use the same picture? I mean, I have like ton of enamel dots and craziness. Let's see. Ugh. If I could reach. I need to move that closer to me. And I could, you know, I could put something. Does it add to it? You know, I could even bring the blue over. I mean, I have the yellow. Okay, so let's see what I need to, like, bring over. Do I need to bring the blue over? The blue? I guess the blue's there, too. Like, I've done a pretty decent job at that. I could just do white. Let's do white. I only have one more left. There we go. Just something textural. I don't know. You don't need to do that, honestly. So yeah, so this page will go, let's see, let's get his album out. I actually just did another spread so we can do those two together. And I actually think that they're about the same time. Oh, I didn't put the date on this one. I probably need to go in and put the date on this one. He looks a lot younger. Well, he's 2 here also, it says. So, we'll see. So it's got to be, actually it's probably about the same time because that is a cider mill picture. So it's got to be like September. So this is his album. It is pretty thick, but honestly, this goes from literally birth at this point to like current day. Yeah, September 20th, 2023. So this definitely needs to get split up. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for here as I fill this. I can at least, I think my youngest one, I have a lot more of my youngest one. This one, he has a full year done of his first year and more pages after that. I used to scrapbook when he was smaller. So gosh only knows I might have scrapbooked these, but I have no idea where they're at, and they're in 12 by 12s, and that's just not coming out. So I have done some spreads. So this is, yeah, 10. This is, yep, 2010. So this is going to go before, and that's what I'm hoping for, to like split this up. I think I, at this point, have my youngest son where it's like 0 to 10 years old and 10 years old and on in his album, and his is already split. I believe. So it's getting to that point. I probably need to order another one, or I probably have another one and just have been using it for other things, because I'll do that a lot. Let's get some holes in these and get them into the album. And then I'll just start filling holes pretty much. Let's do... And this is what I meant by I have scrapbook.com albums. Albums are expensive, guys. I don't, you know, and I can generally get scrapbook.com albums pretty inexpensive. All of a sudden, these... don't want to cut through. There we go. So there is that. That will go before this. And let's do this one. And I do mix. I mix all types of pages together. So I think that's what makes an album interesting. This has multiple papers. Are you going to go through? I don't think you are. It says all those papers. All of a sudden, you don't want to push through. That thing used to push through so much paper. All right, let's get our crocodile out. And the big one. There we go. Yeah, this one's pretty thick, guys. Yay, though. It's getting there. I love thick albums. And there isn't honestly too much to mention. So this will get covered up, like I said. This is the back of that one. It will get covered up by something. I will put, hopefully I did that right. Yep. I'm like, oh gosh, hopefully I did that right. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm going through and just filling holes in his albums. So I've been doing it a little bit here and there. Like, I need to go through and fill some holes here. And then we jumped to 2024. And then 2015. So definitely a lot of holes that need to be, you know, it's probably not going to happen by the time he's done with the seniors, but, you know, it will get done. Things will get done. But yay! One day I will do a flip through of all of this. And it will, you know, get there. I want to see where, like, okay, so like that is a lot of dimension. Oh, so mainly it's thickers. Oh, and pockets. Yeah, I have made some pockets in here that have a little bit of dimension in here. That's probably where it's coming from. So definitely have like older stuff done. It's his younger stuff that needs to get done. So there is the thickness of that one. And we need to eventually, I think I know I have another album of this. I'm just gonna find it. I had a blue. Maybe I don't. I have, oh, let's not fall. Oh yeah, right above me. Let's see, what do I have in this one? It's literally right above me. What did I already split into this one? Oh, yeah, so I have our family album stuff in this one. So this needs to come out. We need to find a color for the family album stuff. Because I have my little guy in navy, oldest in this gray, and I need to find, and I have lots of things in here. This is just a family album that I've been filling. So we need to get this out of there. We need to go on and find another color for family albums. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for sticking along with me, and hopefully I will have more of these digital tutorials for you. Hopefully now that we have hopefully figured out, even though I don't know honestly if I figured it out at this point. But oh gosh, look at that baby. I love them. Thank you guys, and I will be putting up a video right here for you guys if you want to click through and watch some of these. A lot of these stories are on my YouTube channel, so I will put those up right